Hey kids, this is Mark Arm from Mudhoney.
I'm Kevin Martin from Cannabis.
This is Nicole Alvarez from the world-famous K-Rock.
Hi, I'm Dave Cruzen.
I am Matt Vaughn from Easy Street Records.
This is Richard Stuverud.
Hey, I'm James Joseph from James and the Cold Gun.
This is Jeremy Toback from the band Brad.
And this is the State of Love and Trust.
State of Love and Trust.
State of Love and Trust.
A Pearl Jam podcast.
Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Feed the algorithm.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the State of Love and Trust. It's Pearl Jam Podcast. I'm one of your two hosts, Jason Kerepesi, and alongside me, as always, is...
Paul Ghiglieri.
All right. Not only did I point at you this time, but I also looked at you in the virtual world of our cameras.
I appreciate you acknowledging me.
I don't often do that, guys. Passive-aggressive show. Welcome to another episode of our show, and I want to invite anybody who's watching this on YouTube, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and our friends who like to listen to our voices and not look at us, what should they do, Paul?
Well, they should rate, review, and subscribe on their preferred podcast platform of choice. Feed that algorithm so it keeps growing and growing like the snake on my shirt.
Oh my goodness. That's quite a shirt. I wonder where you can get that.
Oh, you know, I'm pretty sure there's a shop called State of Love and Trust that has these wares.
We do have a shop, guys, and it is one way that we help get this show off and running and still moving forward. And I am wearing one of the new ones today, Paul.
It's a good one.
It's my full grunge jacket, as we call it, and also I do have a mug with a new logo on it as well.
I'm jealous.
Yours is in the mail. Yours in the mail. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anywho, there's also Patreon. That's another way where you can help support this show and keep us afloat. A lot of really cool stuff over there. I will say,
there's folks who could use your support, I should say, a heck of a lot more than you and me, though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're like a dog and pony show here, but the real thing that we want you to help out is our fundraiser for the month, and that is Our Rescue. Just a few days left here in January to throw in a few bucks over there. Scan that QR code, and that will direct you to our Instagram, where we've got the link there for you. Takes you there automatically. Send in $5 or more. You'll get a sticker and pin pack from us, these stickers and this pin. And this nonprofit is great because they are working to end sex trafficking and exploitation of children and the whole shebang. So send in your money, and that would be amazing. The person who donates the most, though, Paul, they're going to get a 90 original prize pack of a shirt and a patch. And wouldn't you know it,
can't keep a good brand down, Jason.
You cannot. The person who now owns and runs that company is our guest this week, Anita Stelmasiuk. I think I said that correctly. She's going to tell us all about the brand and the latest life event that has interrupted that a tiny bit. So suffice to say, that's all the news notes we're going to give you. That's the abbreviated version. So without further ado, you know her, you love her, Anita Stelmasiuk. Our guest this week is a massive music fan, especially of the groups that came out of Seattle in the early 90s. So much so that she created a fanzine called Grungezine. Her love for Soundgarden, Temple of the Dog, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and more garnered her a pretty solid following online, and eventually she took over the legendary apparel brand 90 The Original. Welcome to the show, finally, Anita Stelmasiuk.
Wow, you nailed it.
Did I do it?
Yeah, you nailed it.
God. Paul, I've been practicing your last name all day.
Well, you got the official Anita stamp of approval, so well done, Jason.
Oh, my God. It was, I'll tell you what, Anita, we had Alexander Gnezdilov on back in last April, I want to say.
You spent a whole day working on that one, too.
Yeah. So, like, these Eastern European names, I'm like practicing. I'm in a closet talking to a mirror all day. Stelmasiuk, Stelmasiuk,
Yeah.
Stelmasiuk, Stelmasiuk, you know, just doing it over and over again.
It's great. Like, you know, I'm never bothered if somebody say something else. And actually, sometimes I won't even say my full last name. I would just say still. That's it.
You know, I have to tell you, Anita, I wasn't sure how I was going to make it to this because where I work in La Jolla, there was actually a fire that looked like it was going to prevent me from getting out of there anytime soon. There were evacuation orders and road closures and everything else, and I ended up leaving about an hour and a half later than I normally would, which certainly acts as a segue to us to jump right in and have this conversation about recent life events.
Yeah.
This fire that I experienced was about between 1 and 3 acres, so it pales in comparison to the Palisades fire that sadly took your home and everything in it, including all of the 90 original stock. Now, while we'll dive into how you came to own and run this legendary brand, let's just take a minute to check in with you on a human level. Because, I experienced just a fraction of the anxiety and the tumult that you did. So how are you how you holding up? How you doing? What steps have you been able to take? And have you found any sense of normalcy?
So maybe if anyone follows me on Instagram, they know that I'm already fine. And it's surprising for me to say because it's been like 2 weeks and a few days, but I am great. I am great.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
So, yes, fire took my home and everything that was inside. And many of people who follows me on Instagram, they knew what was inside, you know, and I had treasures, you know, there. And it was hurtful, devastating, shocking. But to answer your question, how I am today, I'm back to my old self. You know, the surroundings changed. I'm in the different room. I don't have any posters behind me, but I'm the same, you know, stronger and wiser and probably happier.
Really? Well, if you guys have followed Anita online, you have seen kind of the evolution of January 7th through to now. Where, you know, as this episode comes out, it's been a few weeks, and all the emotions. And last week we did an episode on overcoming tragedy, partly inspired by this and partly inspired by you, and just because we have this much more personal connection to the fire and all its devastation than just being empathetic towards all those people. I see behind you, though, that some of that normalcy is starting to come back. I see a few books there that we're starting to get things back, it looks like. And I know that Chris Siglin over at Mr. T-Cert sent you something to kind of help you get back. Can you reveal what he sent you as a hey?
Yes. So these books, there are gifts from people who follow me on Instagram. So I did receive so much support from people that I didn't know them. They never sent me a DM till the day of the fire, to the day after the fires, and they knew that I don't think I asked for it, you know, tell me if I'm wrong, because I didn't do GoFundMe. It's something that, it's not me, you know. Yeah. I am a person who will pick up myself, you know. I just need to do it by myself. But what I ask is to buy a 90 t-shirt, you know, to support the brand so I can buy back the stock. But people went beyond that and they want to share with me their collection, you know, the stuff that they don't wear anymore. I'm small size, and I know that some small size might end up too tiny, especially in a woman. So there was many girls share with me, you know, their t-shirts from mystery packs. And I show on my Instagram all the mystery packs that I recently got. So people just felt that, Well, from 100 t-shirts, I went to 0 in one night. And they sent me like, books, t-shirts, stickers, pins. And that's why I'm telling you that I'm happy, because I was not aware that I have such a great people behind me. And one day, it was second day that we moved in here, there was like big box on the porch. And I recognized the cat on the box. And I was like, oh my God, I know the cat logo.
Yeah.
And I did I did text with Chris, because I asked him, it was like a week after the fire. I asked him, hey, you know what? I bought from you a mystery packs, probably 2 of them at least. Maybe you will have another one small size, because I know that small size are the last one. So I just give it a shot. And he said, he texted me back that, you know what, I'm in Thailand, but when I will be back, I will send you something. And I said, great. And he was like, just give me your address. So I sent him my address. And this was like 2 days after that, the big box. And I opened it and I was like, oh my God, it was Ohana merch, Pearl Jam t-shirt, Pixies, Bad Religion, and his brand, like, the cat one.
Did you get a meow hat?
Yeah, like 8 of them. It maybe at the time that everybody will see this podcast, I will already release the video clip, because I just wanted to share with everyone what was inside the box and how amazing he is, to just share it, to do the gesture, and the words of support plus the gestures, like, it's something that makes me happier than I was before. Not because
Amazing.
I have this stuff, but because of the gesture of the people behind it.
Besides all like the necessary items that communities across LA have donated, have you actually had a chance to like go out, purchase anything specific? There's a lot of businesses that are offering these discounts to folks like you who have been displaced. Maybe might be a good time to pick up a record or 2 that you might have missed.
I was thinking with records, I will do something else, because I want to buy out my collection. But I want to use local record stores from all over the United States. So I'm gonna post the records that I had in my collection, and I will ask people that follow me to tag their favorite record store that do online sale, and this is how I do it. And then I will buy each record from different record store and support the record store as well.
Oh,
of course,
yes.
Not everyone will be easy. Not each of the records will be easy. Yeah.
Not that you need our help for this, but anytime you post that, we will repost everywhere, because that's a fantastic idea. That's a win-win.
I think so too. I think so too. That this is something that will make me happy.
Good.
But yes, some of the records that I had was something that I searched for, like, for example, soundtrack to Once movie, Glenn Hansard. I fished for this like 2 years. For Songbook by Chris Cornell, that easily 2 years as well.
Wow.
So, but, it will be fun.
I love the fact that you probably know it's just sitting there on Amazon right now, but you refuse to go that route. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I don't own
Good
a
for you.
record player as for now. And this will be something that I want to do some more research that I did before, so probably I lost guitars, 2 or 3 of them, tambourine from Pearl Jam show, piano, a lot of instruments, that we had. We homeschool our son, so the music, it's, he needs to be able to play music.
I will say Fender, and I think Gibson as well, have put out a couple of days after this all happened that they're ready to like help anybody who lost instruments. So maybe maybe reach out to them, because I think Fender said like $100,000 worth of gear they're going to just give.
I didn't even know about that. But
This is what I'm saying. So again, anybody who doesn't know Anita, she's wearing the brand 90 right now, and as you mentioned, mine's in the wash, so that's why I didn't wear it today. I'm sorry, but I did wear it, and I wore the hoodie the last couple episodes, so you guys know. The 90 brand, it's been around for so long, and we mentioned that all of the stock that you had jackets and hats and everything else in the house. And I think, this is a company that has been associated with and supported by so many of our favorite musicians for decades. So I want you to tell the good people out there who don't know how the brand started, how it started, and then kind of tell us how you became the new custodian of this brand.
Yeah, I wish Kevin was here to tell us how the brand started, because Kevin Stapp, he's the founder of the brand. So Kevin is a skateboarder, and he is a great skateboarder. And back in late 80s and early 90s, he was one of the celebrities of the skateboarding world. And Kevin did a lot of traveling during the skateboarding time in Europe. And in Europe, our road signs look different than the one in US. And the trucks had on the back this kind of exactly this kind of sign. So you know that they cannot drive faster than 90
it's the speed limit
kilometer.
sign.
Yeah, kilometers.
Got it.
Yeah.
Kilometers, yeah.
He brought it here to United States because he loved the logo, right? But for him, it was more about the speed, skating, and everything like that. And it quickly picked up. Kevin, he's friends with Tony Hawk, and they both skate a lot. And this neighborhood, like San Diego, Encinitas, Carlsbad, there was a lot of movement on skateboarding and punk music. So this is the level of celebrity that they were, and then grunge is coming, music movement is coming on the same time, from Seattle. And Soundgarden, they love the music, and they love it so much that one time in the late 89, it was December, Kevin drove to Arizona, to Phoenix, for a Soundgarden show, took all the stuff with him. Somehow he already knew the tour manager. So he got the backstage, and he just left the box of the clothes there. And then he came back home, and 2 weeks later, Chris Cornell called him that, you know what, it's great, great stuff. I love it. Let's hang out.
Just like that.
Just like that. Let's hang out.
Do you know if Kevin was friends with Matt Cameron? Because Matt was from San Diego.
No, they met through Soundgarden.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So that's how he starts it. How do you come to own it all these years later?
This is the beauty of this brand. So when I was, it was after Chris Cornell died, and it was home shows in Seattle, 2018. I didn't know what to wear on this home shows, which t-shirt I should put on, because I really wanted to represent Chris Cornell, but I also wanted to, be in tune with the home shows. Yeah. And then I said, I should wear this 90 t-shirt, but I couldn't get it. I couldn't get the 90 t-shirt, and I went to their website, and they had only youth size. So I bought large youth size, and thanks to the fact that I'm small, I could fit in it. And people were like, I like your t-shirt. I like your t-shirt. I like your t-shirt. Then I discovered that when you wear 90, you represent both. Everything, even, from Seattle. Years later, during the COVID time, a lot of time on our hands, what we gonna do? And as you can hear, my English is not perfect, which really bothers me. And yellow always bothered me. And during the COVID, I decided I need to do
You should
something.
see the two of us before we get this edited.
In Polish language, I know so many fancy words, and I'm so I make jokes, and I'm so funny. And in English, I want to be funny, more than I want to have a proper grammar. So, and anyways, this is what I did in COVID. I said, okay, let's just focus on English.
that was funny.
I want to focus on English and, to write more. And in order to write more, I set up the Instagram that was not related to my personal Instagram. It was related to music because I just want to text with other people about the songs that I really love, So when I love the song, I can cry like 2 nights. This happened with Tider and Tider Soundgarden. When this song came to me, that I realized, I felt this song truly. 2 nights I was crying, because the song is so beautiful, not because it makes me sad. It's just so beautiful. And then I want to talk about this. So I wanted to connect with people and talk about the songs. And then from this, I started the zine because I wanted to write really good. And my neighbor, she was 80 and she used to be English teacher. So she helped me, And this is why I did that. I did that to meet people with same interest in music and to practice my grammar. So the following started, growing, and then I realized that my 90 t-shirt is really worn, and I want to have another 90 t-shirt, right? What is this guy doing even, Why does Instagram look so bad? I need to DM him. And
so
the
brand was just kind of languishing? He wasn't doing anything with it?
Nothing was that. The store was, we will be back soon. The website was we will be back soon. And whenever I DM him, he was like, yes, in few months I will have it. I will reopen. And at this point I had, 10,000 followers, let's say that. And whenever I had the picture with the 90 t-shirt, and I did a lot, people DM me, hey, where did you get this t-shirt? Where did you get that t-shirt?
It was a calling, Anita.
And then one of my followers from Poland, and I really like this guy, he was like, damn, I really like to have this t-shirt. So I DM Kevin again, listen, I really need this t-shirt for someone. Can I buy? Maybe can you look it in your home? And he was like, listen, this story, it's not so easy. I broke my leg. And I said, you know what? I do this Instagram thing. Maybe you want to meet. I really would like to help you. And since San Diego is not so far away, he said, okay. And I said, okay, let's go. He could see that I'm honest and I don't want anything. I just want a brand to be back and people will be able to buy a t-shirt. Okay, and then we met another time, and he was like, okay, I need to just do this Instagram. And I met the guy who did all the graphics, not only this, but the face and other Jeff. Great guy as well. And we meet a few times, 3 of us. And we wanted to do something together. But Kevin is already focused. Something else is giving him joy, He found, of course, he's skating, but he found his calling. He loves plants. We both saw that, that doing 90s not what he's...
It's not fulfilling him anymore.
Yeah, it's bringing me so much joy.
So it was an easy transition for him then.
You know what? So many people wanted to take over, and I always say no because this is my baby. But if you want it, you can have it.
What?
And of course, it was business deal. So
sure, of course.
He's still part of the company, he's part of the brand. He started the brand, so he will always be there. But this is how I became new owner. But I decided that I will not brag about that because this is his story, he did that because of him. Guys from Soundgarden or Pearl Jam wear our t-shirt because he is so kind and cool. This is why they put the t-shirt on.
Guess what, Nita? So are you, and that's why he gave it to you.
And now after the fire,
That's why you're the custodian.
After the fire, I have a bigger attachment to the brand because this was the only thing this was the first thing that I wanted to start. When this all will be over, I want to put my hand on 90. And this was my plan for this year, actually. And I started in December that, okay, we are doing 90, expanding 90 this year. So I didn't want to change this plan. And now I feel more attached and more that I can, actually say it out loud. That's why I agree on this. And we talked about this podcast, so many months ago, but I just, now great time.
It's funny, you say it started with Kevin, but for you, I would say it started with Chris Cornell, and you being as big of a fan as you are, perhaps one of the biggest that we know. Was he the first person that you saw representing 90?
Yeah, I think that my image of Chris from the 90s is always in a 90 t-shirt.
Now he's worn so many different versions of the brand over the years. Where did the split 9 and 0 logo come from, and where did the color purple come from, and all the rest of them? Where did those come from?
Purple is Kevin. It's his favorite, one of his favorite colors.
He has purple hair, doesn't he?
He can have purple. He can have pink, blue also. He can have so different hair. And with the graphics, Jeff, the Kevin's brand, they were trying everything that they wanted, because brand was big enough to sustain this kind of changes. And guys, it was different time. It wasn't internet, it was just like catalog, or advertisement in the newspaper. It was different kind of the sell. So wow, I'm really respectful for what they did back then, because it wasn't so easy like it's right now. And maybe many people bought the t-shirt because of the Chris Cornell wore it, but I was not there, and I don't know how many people back then,
Well, I mean, think about now between you and the 90 original Instagram, there are so many photos from those days of all these different guys, not just Chris, but like Kim and Matt and some of the Pearl Jam guys, and so many people wearing the brand. And that's where I started realizing, because I've seen this logo before, the tried and true OG. I've seen that before, but the split and the purple, and there's other, even the 60, and where the hell is this shit coming from? I'd never seen these photos before. I'm like, there is so much more here.
Yeah.
And now you get to
well, actually, I didn't get any archive from Kevin, because he never did that. I remember once some follower on 90 sent me a picture of this band, MNF. I'm not sure if I pronounced good, but they have this song, "You're Unbelievable." They were 90 as well. And
really?
Kevin said that there was a rumor that Madonna was wearing 90 as well, but I cannot find it anywhere. Yeah. So, but maybe she did. It's kind of somewhere everywhere. Even in the Singles movie, Chris is wearing 90 t-shirt.
That's a great scene too. I'm going to ask you this question, and it's going to land differently for you now than it would have been if I asked this question to you a month ago. But the about page on the 90 website says that the brand is, quote, it's a symbol of a community that's hungry for adventure and these intense, authentic experiences. What makes you feel like you're truly living life? What adventure and intense, authentic experience do you hunger for? And again, I recognize that your answer today might be different after what you've gone through than it might have been earlier.
For me, will be change. I like changes. Even in apartment or home, we will change how furniture. We have a setup of furniture every 6 months. Yeah, we like to change the place where we live. For the more than a year, we travel, during the COVID, we bought an RV and we travel around the States because we were becoming citizens. So I wanted to see the country. So right now, I think I felt that something is behind the corner, that change is coming. But I thought that the change is that I'm focusing right now this year on 90, not on the other businesses. And I thought, okay, this is the change. Yeah. But now it wasn't. And what is make me happy and excited is that fresh start, that fresh start.
It's a blank slate for you.
That I got right now, maybe in a hurt, painful way, but I guess this is what life is. You have very happy moments and you have difficult moments. I wouldn't say sad; they are difficult, but life need to have both. Yeah, and the way you react to them is what you are made of. And I'm happy to say that I am made of something crazy, that I can, have everything up in the air and I can just say, all right, let's go,
Do you sometimes, and I know you're a huge Andy Wood fan.
Yeah.
And this is not a 1-for-1, but this Phoenix rising from the ashes kind of thing. Do you think about Mother Love Bone and like everything was going to happen? It was all going this way, and then he passes, and that sucks. But out of it, we get this thing called Pearl Jam, and it's something else, but it's beautiful and it's new, and that's great. And it's like one doesn't happen without the other, and so you turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
While obviously respecting what happened. Can you think of it in that way as well?
I do think a lot of Andy, especially when I'm in Seattle. I always go to visit his grave. And the older I am, the more I think, damn, he was so young, Yeah. And whenever I'm meeting someone new from Seattle, always Andy is I always ask about him because he was such a unique person who was almost there, and he really wanted this. From all of these guys, he was the one who really wanted that. And you can view it like that, that's something needs to finish for something else needs to open, something new
something great can still come out of something bad.
But in theory, we all know that. And in the life events like mine, sometimes people can just put their beliefs on a side. Oh, yes, I think that something like that happened, but no, I'm in a pain right now. I cannot do it, and I don't believe that. Why it happened to me? So in the moment of the test, you can test your beliefs, if it's really something that you believe. And some girls wanted to do music, he played guitar a few weeks later. Jeff, as far as I remember, was more hesitant. He thought that he will come back to Montana, But then Temple of the Dog sucked him back, to the music, because who would say no to Chris Cornell asking you to play something? Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned Chris and Andy, and we're talking about Eddie as well. These artists have incredible voices, iconic voices. Are you able to articulate, I guess, what it is about Chris's voice or Eddie's singing or even Andy that affects you so deeply?
Well, let me tell about Chris, because this was something for me unusual, like magical. So I moved to LA in 2016, and I moved to United States because I won a green card in lottery. I know many of you doesn't know what it is, but you can Google. So I got the green card, and why I thought it would be just move from Warsaw, Poland. The time difference and the distance killed most of my friendships. Because when you have time to talk, they sleep. When they want to talk to you, you sleep. So then after a month of, starting my business, dealing with this kind of change that I just didn't know, like no one can prepare you for this kind of what you're going to feel. Right. Chris died and I do remember the day. And I was still listening to Sirius XM, and it was heavy. And out of respect, because before this event, I was bigger Pearl Jam fan, but out of respect, I started to listen to Chris more and more, and his solo projects. You know how big is LA, and my job was to drive every day, like almost like 6 hours. I needed to visit all the places. And I was listening to his music all the time. So it was just me and him. And somehow the songs, each song that got me deeper replaced the friend that I lost. So his songs are my new friends. And then after like probably a year of obsession, I was so grateful to him when I realized that, oh, this is what happened. Okay, I lost these people along the way. And it's natural. It's no one's fault. Like, it's natural. These things happen. But I gained something that no one can ever take away from me. The songs, they are forever my friends. They will not go anywhere. I can just play and I'm there, and somehow I was so grateful for him to go. It's not easy to be artist. And I know that because back in Poland, this was my life. Being with artists, being friends with artists, working with them. So I know it's not easy always to open up because people will judge you. They will overanalyze your lyrics. They will ask about your private life. And if you still want to do it, I feel a lot of appreciation that you will put yourself out there. And I was feeling grateful for Chris that he gave me this, unconditional friend, that he opened himself, even though he was not like super outgoing person. So I said to myself that, well, as long as I live, nobody will forget his name, that's for sure. And I'm the woman of my words. So whatever I say, it's going to happen. So I hope that it answered your question.
Yeah,
I love that.
Very much did. Yeah.
I love that. His songs became the friends that I lost in Poland.
Yeah. I have, the one that I was really afraid for a long time to fly plane. Now, not so much, because I think that everything happened for a reason. But whenever I was like, the plane was taken off and I was like really anxious about it, I was playing for myself the preaching the end of the world with Chris, and I was just thinking about, okay, when we like blow up or whatever, he will be probably open the door for me to the heaven, with the song. So it really so each song was for a different kind of occasion for me.
That's comforting.
Oh yeah.
Was there a song of his or Soundgarden's that is kind of the thing that kind of moved you through this last moment?
No, I didn't want to listen to any music because I didn't want to attach any of my favorite songs to this event.
I get it.
So I waited 2 weeks to be on the safe side. And the first song that I put was currently my favorite, is Won't Tell. And I put it and, oh yes, it's still working for me the same. I'm crying not because of the fire, I'm crying because it's such a beautiful song. Oh my God, I love this song so much. I cannot wait to hear it live, and I will be crying for sure.
Jason can't wait to hear it live again too.
I like this song. I just don't like it as much as you do. It's okay.
That's
but you know
true.
what? Hey, Anita, you have tickets to some shows in the South for the spring, right? You're going to go?
Yeah, I'm going to Florida, Atlanta, and Nashville. And I hope another Florida will be there as well.
Man, I hope so too.
That's my life. I didn't change that. My life is from the big event like Pearl Jam show, like Chris' anniversary of his birthday, that I need to be in LA. This is my date, yeah, and everything needs to align.
You got to have. Is your husband going with you?
Of course, and my son.
Oh, awesome! The whole gang. You got to make sure that he is filming you the first time they play "Won't Tell" when you go to one of those shows. It's gonna be a waterworks.
Oh yeah, like First
best
songs
way.
probably, and this won't tell, and maybe smile if they play. So yeah, I will ask him to do that. But I will cry, and I after the fire, where I put my out the videos that I'm crying, which is so not me, I will never do that because I will never put my personal drama there. But somehow I start the day with the story, which is it's not that I'm like posting story every single day. But this day I started because I thought, it's interesting, seeing the plane, it's taking the water from the ocean. And since I live on the, ocean front, I thought, maybe it's interesting. People will see how they will put the fire out, thanks to my video. And then we evacuate. So I post about this. And then somehow people were asked about the updates. And then I thought, okay, I will show them, I will show them how it is, and I post myself crying that I really would rather like to not do it anymore unless it's the happy tears, which will happen in one tell,
Good.
Anita, you are a massive Jeff Buckley fan as well. His only album is called Grace. And that feels like a trait that can be hard to come by these days. However, something that we've noticed during this whole situation out here in LA is that despite, there are bad people out there, we've seen some arsonists and some looters and all this crap, and it sucks. And even people in positions of power, right? Despite all that, there is still some grace in this world. And I think the way that the Angelinos out here have come together to help one another, and even those who are not Angelinos, as you said, people that didn't even know you were reaching out and sending you stuff. I think that is super impressive. And I just want to say that I think I can speak for Paul too, that the way that you've handled your slice of tragedy is with grace with a capital G.
Aww. I really, I hope that I did, because this is what it was. But I got a lot of message in the first day that it happened because, being in the center of it, I didn't know that the news is so big, that everybody is talking about that because I was in the center. I didn't care actually. And then, next day, after the second day or third day, friends, so I already mentioned that I work and hang out with musicians and people from showbiz in Poland. They reach out to me, hey, can you come to our TV and, talk about that? And I was like, wow, like it's really big news. And I did that just to say that, the narrative in outside the country, like maybe outside of LA, was that all rich folks lost their homes. And I wanted just to add something to that. Yeah. That many people lost their work, place that they went every day, schools, etc., etc. So I did that, and I got this message from people: "Wow, you are so strong. You can pick up so quickly. It's inspiring." And I was like, "Oh wow! Like probably I'm one of the first ones who can just shake it off." Yeah, and that was true. So I was happy about this. I was happy about the part that somebody found that, hey, you can overcome something that seems to be hard. I cannot even say right now it's a hard. Like, in the end, it was just the money and stuff. That's it. That's what it was. It's not that somebody died from my family. It's not that somebody is sick because of that. It's something that can be, okay, I lost the photograph from my childhood. And I don't have any copy of that because it wasn't like, on iPhone, it was a real photograph. But again, how often do you look at this? I had like maybe hundreds photographs from the age I was 0 to 14, 100. And I remember all of them, and it's fine.
It's funny, the things that we keep in boxes and, we maintain that they're so valuable and important to us, and we can probably count how many years have gone by that we haven't looked at it, touched it, or even thought of it. And you talk about starting over, right? So this brand 90, essentially the original 90 original, starting over in a sense, in a lot of ways. Now, people can help you and the brand get back on its feet by buying a shirt, postcard, patch, and in time, you're going to flesh this line out again. I guess the question that I have is what does the future hold, and what are you planning for 90? Because it sounds like you will not be deterred by this tragic natural disaster. And I don't know if it was natural, to be honest with you, but you are very intent on carrying out this plan for 90 in 2025. So what is the plan?
So the t-shirts are already in the making. We will pick it up in the end of next week. So that shipment will start. I don't know when it will be aired, but probably it will be soon, in a few days. And we managed to create 2 different designs for now. So we will have 3 in total. And then from there, we will do another one and another one. We will be back. But for me, 90, and this was the plan for this year, we will go beyond being clothing brand. Clothing will be just a part of it. What we gonna be. So we will be everything that you can think about 90. Like this, it's not whole, but whatever is connecting to you, me, and everybody who is watching us, and think, oh, this happened in 90s, so this will be our 90 hub. And
are you going to become a multimedia like place?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Don't take our jobs, Anita.
Oh no! I will be happy to have you in home.
On your side of the tracks.
In home.
I'm with you.
So
I will absorb you, and you will become a subsidiary.
I just wanna more like have you guys, for example, as a guest on
our own show.
No, I'm not. I'm far away from doing this. But let's say, for example, starting with newsletters. Or blog on our website. So I will give a space for everyone who wants to say something. More like
fantastic.
this. Yeah.
I'm with
more
you.
like
Okay.
this. I'm not this kind of person who could feel comfortable like using language like on the weekly basis, because I feel really embarrassed about the grammar mistakes. And I know that everybody understands me, but it bothers me. So
well, you know what? There's always a spot here for you on this show.
Aww.
Okay. And by the way, we spoke yesterday. For those of you who don't know, again, the curtain gets peeled back. We tried doing this yesterday, and we had some technical difficulties. But in the conversation, Anita, you asked about this hat.
Yes, I did.
I'm just going to give this to your husband. This is his now.
This is my husband's favorite hat.
I got this from the. I've only worn it like 5 times.
We've been together in Austin,
we talked in the airport.
You remember the flight? Do you remember the flight back?
I do. It got a little bumpy.
My husband.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh no. I also want to extend an offer to Anita. I want each of you and your family to go to our online shop and pick out something. Aww. And we'll send it to you, whatever it is.
That's so sweet.
So if you want a mug or whatever you want, help you get back a little bit,
Mugs, because I didn't buy any mugs because I like to buy them in, places that we are going. Like, so we had this kind of, always go to the gift stores. So this will be something that I really.
Paul's is in the mail. His is en route to him right now.
I could have used it tonight.
I know. Look at you. Anita, this has been fantastic.
Can we just add one more question? A little bit more maybe about Cornell. You know that I'm crazy about him, So
you are crazy about him.
Yeah. Let's
what is the question you would like us to ask you?
She's already taken over the show,
I
Paul.
love it.
I
Exactly.
really like people to, when they are in LA, come to visit his grave.
Oh, of course. I mean, you have to, or at Forever, Hollywood Forever on Melrose.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you are in LA, and many of you will be, because Pearl Jam will play here eventually again.
Hold on, Anita. Let me phrase this as a question.
Yeah.
Anita, the next time I'm in Los Angeles, is there a must-see destination that I should put on my list?
Oh, yes, there is one.
Pray tell.
Actually, I really want to invite everyone to visit Chris Cornell grave in Hollywood Forever. It's just a symbolic, it's just a symbolic to go there and to maybe feel his presence. I am there like every couple of weeks. Now I have actually even close, 30 minutes. Last time it was like an hour away. And every big anniversary, like 17th of May and July 20, his birthday, I'm always there and sitting around with the fans that show up. This is something that I would ask anyone who is coming to LA to do.
I think it's a great gesture, and it's not only a really cool, interesting place to go to kind of respect and appreciate so many legends of screen and smaller screen and music and beyond, but go check out Chris's grave over there and pay your respects, because obviously Chris Cornell is a freaking legend, and you, as we said, are like the biggest fan that I know. Chris.
I would like to be remembered as not the girl who had the fire, her home burned, or she moved from Poland to the United States. One of the biggest Chris Cornell fans. And put it on my tombstone. One of the greatest Chris Cornell fans. And I will be really, yes. But there are way more hardcore fans, I'm just in big awe on all his artistic lyrics that he did, the voice that he had, and that I don't know how, in a private life, everybody says he was really sweet and kind, and I kind of believe that. Why I would.
Well, Anita, thank you for joining us, telling us about your journey, not only the recent journey, but your journey in totality with music and the 90 brand and all that. Anita Stelmasiuk.
Thanks for dropping by, Anita.
Thank you.
Once again, big thank you to Anita for coming on the show, sharing her story.
Absolutely.
If you've been online in the last few weeks, you've seen if you followed her, you'll have seen her story in real time, and it's tragic, but it's also really inspiring to see how she's turning that negative into a positive.
She's a beacon of positivity, and
it's really incredible, Paul.
A refreshing perspective, I would say as well.
Yeah, it's really great to see her smile and to say that she's feeling great, and she is channeling all of her good vibes and good juju into 90. And it's this brand that all of us love. If we didn't even realize we loved it, we love it. And to see all the artists that we love supporting the brand, representing the brand over these years.
Yeah.
And she's the reason why you guys may have noticed this recently, because she has taken this thing over and made it what it needs to be. A beacon of the scene and the music. And the brand, right, we said on the About page, said it's a symbol of community, hungry for adventure, and intense, authentic experiences. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Well said. On point.
Who better to move that bad boy forward than Anita? So thank you, Anita. And thank you to everybody out there who watched and enjoyed this or listened and enjoyed this. And we urge you to really dive in deeper into the community and support our nonprofit of the month, the fundraiser of the month. That is Our Rescue. And they are getting rid of, or trying to get rid of, child exploitation, human trafficking, all that stuff. $5 or more to that donation, and you get a sticker and pin pack from us. The biggest donator gets the 90 original prize pack of a shirt and a patch. So that's awesome. That's the most important thing you can do for
No
us
doubt.
and for Anita and for anybody. If you want to help this show a little bit and really allow us to do more for you, there is Patreon, like I said at the top of the show, but there's also the shop, the shirts. Paul and I are both wearing them, mugs, all kinds of cool stuff in there. It all gets put back in the show. So if you want to see us do more cool stuff, that would be a great way to do it. And you get to support some cool wear. So, there it is. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. And if you were watching us here on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, won't you? And if you're listening, Paul, what should the good people do?
Well, they should rate, review, and subscribe on their preferred podcast platform of choice. Feed that algorithm.
And I will tell you what, if you thought this was a fun time, wait till next week. We are celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Rockfords' debut LP with the Rockfords.
Yeah, of course. How awesome
Who
is
else?
that?
Come back next week to find out who in the Rockfords will be joining us. Until then, you've been watching or listening to
The State of Love and Trust.